Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Semua dah ada ke? Is everyone here?
Lagi beberapa orang kan?
Lagi beberapa orang. Okey. Okey. Kita mula je lah. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. And a very good morning everybody.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good
Good
morning.
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 Good morning.
Okay, bagus. I am very happy and excited to meet all of you at the start of our second day session. And I hope that you are equally excited to meet me. Betul ke tidak?
Betul.
Betul. So did you have a good rest last night?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did. Okay, very good. Okay, so let me get organized. I would like to refer to the notes that I've given you earlier. Hang on, yeah. Okay, very good. Today we are going to continue with our public speaking and presentation skill practice. Yeah. Okay, what is the main difference between public speaking and presentation? What is the main difference?
Public speaking spontaneous.
More? Okay, the main difference is this. Okay, so when you deliver or when you are into public speaking, yeah, you are speaking in front of an audience without any visual aid, tanpa alat bantu pandang, including the PowerPoint. So yes, you just stand and you speak. So that's public speaking. Yeah, presentation is when you speak in front of an audience together with the assistance of visual aids such as whiteboard, flip chart, PowerPoint, and so on. Okay, so it utilizes public speaking skills, and in addition to public speaking skills, a presenter need also to manage the visual aid. Jadi dia bukan hanya bercakap, tapi dia juga perlu juga untuk mengurus alat bantu pandangnya. Alright? So that's what we call presenting or presentation. So speaking or speech is where you deliver your thoughts and ideas in front of an audience without the use of any visual aid. So public speaking is the basic skill that one must have before you present. Okay? So everybody must have this skill. So we are not into presenting yet. We are still into public speaking. Yeah, and today this morning we are going to have a few more rounds of public speaking practice so that you get the experience and lose your nervousness. Okay, remember yesterday I told you, ingat semalam saya kata, kita banyak gementar kan? Christina, Emilia gementar, Afi gementar kan? So gementar kenapa? Gementar kerana kita tidak cukup pengalaman. Jadi bagaimana nak mengatasi tidak cukup pengalaman? Jadi dalam sesi ataupun kelas sebegini, inilah peluang anda untuk menimba pengalaman supaya anda cukup pengalaman dan tidak lagi gementar dan gemuruh apabila anda perlu menyampaikan ucapan ataupun pembentangan. So this is where you get the opportunity, okay? So make use of this opportunity. All right, so before we start, okay, I want all of you to switch on your camera. Switch on camera semua, nak tengok semua. Ada ke tak? Switch on. Okay, switch on your cameras. Mana kamera? Shazmina. Asri, switch on your camera. Nazifa. Okay, get ready. Switch on your cameras. Amila. Irfan. Ashraf. Akila. Azian. Come on, guys. Ni banyak tak switch on camera ni? Switch on your camera. Please switch on your camera. Get ready and switch on your camera because you have to present. Ini bersedia ya? Okay, switch on your camera. Okay, Adiba, Izzat, Shazwina, Alif, Shazwani, Naziha. Come on, guys. Syakir.
Syakir dah switch on ya.
Alibah pun.
Okay, good. Adiba, you're on.
Saya
Fitra,
on.
Alamak, saya punya tak keluar ke?
tak keluar.
Syakir, cik. Saya dah on dia ni.
Okay, baru nampak.
Kebanyakan semua dah on. Kecuali 2 orang.
Kenapa dekat skrin saya ni ada on dan tak on ni? Tak semua on pada skrin saya Kenapa pula tu?
Sekejap, saya punya tak keluar lagi ke?
Tak.
Raziman.
Sekejap cuba masuk balik.
Tak tahu apa gangguannya hari ini Okey, nampak Alif dan dia nampak? Okay, switch on your microphone. Switch on your microphone. Okay. So get ready. Okay, apabila saya bilang 1, 2, 3, saya minta kita sama-sama. Okay, sama-sama untuk menjerit. Dah sedia. Ya. Okay. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Tak cukup lah. Tak cukup ceria. Tak cukup power. Okay, sekali lagi. Sama-sama serentak. Ini banyak yang tak on microphone ni. On your microphone. On your microphone, Syahidah. Okay, get ready. Adiba, Akila. Okay, get ready. 1, 2, 3.
Dah sedia.
Okay, bagus. Okay, kalau dah sedia, kita boleh mula. Okay, can you please refer to your notes? Nota yang saya beri semalam, can you please refer to your notes? Okay, on page 22. Buka muka surat 22. Okay, so on page 22, I've given you a list of topics. Jadi tak ada macam semalam. Semalam semua pilih billionaire. Seorang dua je pilih apa tu Prime Minister. Okay. So today choose a new topic. Don't choose the same topic. So if you have spoken, in fact almost everybody has spoken on the topic of if you were a billionaire. So therefore, I'm going to stop this topic. So this topic not available anymore. Tak boleh dah. Topik tak boleh dah pasal ramai sangat orang cakap dah semalam topik ni. So this one cannot anymore. Okay. Nampak ni. Undo. Undo. Okay. Okay, topik number 1 dah tak boleh dah. Okay. Okay, so now choose other topics. You can choose any one of the topics that I've provided here. Contohnya, you can talk about if you were the CEO of PNB, what 3 things you would do. If you were a scientist, what would you discover? Okay. Should all girls' school admit boys? Okay. Are ghosts real or not real? Okay. The person I love the most, the person I hate the most. Is smoking good or bad? Okay. Okay, talk about your best achievement or your worst failure. Okay, kalau kita tengok semua senarai saya beri itu, semuanya memerlukan anda untuk memberi 3 sebab ataupun 3 perkara. Okay, 3 sebab ataupun 3 perkara kerana nak membiasakan anda bila membuat pembentangan untuk menandakan, menomborkan hujah-hujah anda, contoh-contoh anda. Okey, jadi bila kita tandakan 1, tunjuklah jari 1. 1. Okey, on number 1. First step. Okey. Kalau 2, tunjuk 2 pula. Second step, 2. Kan? Kalau 3, tunjuk 3. Third. Okey. So biasakan diri anda. Right? And I want you to continue to use the phrase I am excited talk about, ya, teruskan kecuali jika anda bercakap topik contohnya my worst achievement, okay, ataupun my worst failure. Jadi kalau if you're talking about your worst failure, janganlah kata pula I am excited to talk about my worst failure. Okay, yang itu tak kena. Sama juga macam I'm going to talk about my cat. My cat had an accident. I am excited to talk about my cat. Tak kena juga kan? Okay. So on topics like that, for those type of topics, so don't say I am excited to talk about da. So what you should do is you should say I have a serious matter to talk about. Saya ada satu perkara yang mendalam yang perlu saya sebutkan hari ini. Okay, I have a serious matter to talk about. Okay, but you can use I am excited to talk about for most of the topics that is on the list. Okay, boleh? Jadi pilih. Okay, pilih. Choose the topic that you would like to talk about. Shazwan, have you selected your topic?
Still choosing.
Yeah, you're still selecting the topic. Okay, if you don't like any of the topics which I provided, kalau rasanya tak suka, tak selesa, tak ada feel, okay, then you can also choose the last topic, the last option, any topic of your choice. Tapi even if you were to speak on a topic of your choice, you still need to give 3 reasons, 3 types, 3 steps, and so on. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Right. Syahidah dah pilih, Syahidah? Syahidah dah pilih. Okay. If you have selected, then I will give you time to prepare, to gather your thoughts. Okay, I'll give you time until 9:25. Now time is 9:22, ya. 9:25. Kita gunakan skrip sama macam semalam. Okay. So gather your thoughts. Kumpulkan idea, apa nak cakap, apa bahan awak semua kumpulkan. Nanti 9:25 kita akan mula, ada masa 2 minit lagi. Okay, ready? Okay, we're going to use the same script. Yeah, it start with greeting. Assalamualaikum. Good morning. I am excited to talk about my opinion whether ghosts are real. Okay. In my opinion, ghosts are real because of 3 reasons. Number 1, I have seen a ghost. So, because of that, I believe that the ghosts are real. Have you seen a ghost, Shazwan? Have you
Oh,
seen
I
a
have
ghost,
not.
Shazwan?
I have not seen a ghost.
You have not seen a ghost. I have seen a ghost. Okay. Number 2, ghosts are real because there are many records of people seeing a ghost. Okay, you can also go to YouTube and there are lots of videos of ghosts. Number 3, ghosts are real because in the Quran it is mentioned that there are invisible beings in this world sharing the world around us, such as jinn, such as angels, and also ghosts. Okay, so therefore, I truly believe that ghosts are real, and I hope that you share my belief. Okay, thank you. Okay, so it's just a simple one, yeah? Just a simple one. Okay. So yang ini kalau sesuai, I have the following 3 things I would do, ataupun another example, relax je, jangan terlalu stress. You're just sharing your opinion, okay? Your opinion is yours alone. Okay, no one can say that you are wrong. It's just an opinion. Pendapat sahaja.
Cik memang pernah nampak hantu ke cik?
Ha, pernah. Awak pernah tengok ke?
Tak pernah.
Tak
Pernah.
pernah. Tu ada orang cakap pernah juga. Kan? Ini pun tak boleh, kita tak boleh, ini pendapat dah kan, dia tak boleh lah kata betul atau salah kan. There's no right or wrong. Okay, if you want to take the opposite view, if you want to talk about why you believe that ghosts are not real, go ahead.
Bukan macam nak tahu je kalau tak. Cuba boleh cerita lebih detail. Macam mana cik nampak?
Kita lebih detail. Okay, later. Okay, so anyone ready? Anyone ready?
Can I try?
Siapa itu? Siapa nak cuba?
Nazifa.
Nazifa, you wanna try? Okay, let me stop the share. Okay, remember Nazifa, your hand gestures.
Kejap. Yang skrip tu, I tak lupa ambil gambar.
Okay, simple je. Macam semalam, the same script that you used. Okay. Apa sajalah the third line tu, anything that will lead you to your 3 examples and 3 reasons, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so the third line, I have the following 3 things I would do. I believe ghosts are real because of 3 reasons. Jadi, that one leads to your points. Okay, so customize that third sentence. Okay. Okay, so I'll stop share. Okay, because I want to see the gallery view, yeah? Can I look at the gallery view here? Ada ke? All right. Okay, Nazifah, over to you. Okay,
Okay.
dengan penuh kesungguhan dan juga penuh keterujaan. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nazifa, and today I'm excited to talk about is sex education is good or bad. So I have 3 opinions about these things. Because I'm a sociologist, I do a little bit research about this topic also. So the first thing is because the sex education is important.
Yeah, Nazifah, wait. Okay, so you need to tell us what is your stand first, whether you are in support or whether you're not, whether it is good or whether it's bad, and then you give your reasons.
Okay. And for me, the sex education is good.
Okay, in
Okay.
my point of view, sex education is definitely good.
Okay, in my opinion, sex education is definitely good. The first reason is because it prevents teenagers from making a rash decision. Like for example, in the statistic, there are so many teenagers lost their virginities during the teenagers' times. And the second one is because it's help younger people.
Sama lagi. You kata tadi, according to a research, many teenagers lost their virginity. Kata. Pasal sama lagi. This is because so that leads you to the sex education bit, okay? This is because they don't have any knowledge about
the sex education. Now, this is because they do not have any knowledge about sex education. And the second reason is because it helped them to understand what's going on inside their bodies. For example, like some of the teenage girls, they do not know that they are pregnant. So that's why sex education is important. They have to know what's going on inside their bodies. And the third reason is because is to less the numbers of pregnancy among teenagers and the sexual transmission disease. Like for example, if they learn about sex education in school or something, so they know how to prevent the sex STDs. And then they know how to do like safe sex or something. Okay. And then for me, I forgot the script. Therefore, I would like the government to impose sex education in high school, since high school, because it's good, it's like important for the society. And that's all for me.
Okay, very good, Nazifa. Well done. Okay, tepuk semua. Okay, So it's not an easy topic to talk about. Some of us may feel embarrassed to talk about, but as an adults, we should be able to talk about these issues without any embarrassment. Yeah. Okay. So your topic, you spoke about sex education. As I said, at the start of your speech, you need to mention whether, in your opinion, it is good or bad. Okay, so you need to clearly mention. Don't take the middle ground. So either it's good or bad. If you say good, and then give the 3 reasons why you say that it is good. If you say that it is bad, then give 3 reasons why it is bad. If you're in support, give 3 reasons why you are supportive. If you are not in support, then give 3 reasons why you are not in support of sex education. Okay. All right. So, does anyone have any question? Do you have any question for Nazifa? Okay. So at the end of every speech, we will have a question and answer session to give you the practice of asking questions as well as answering questions. Okay.
I want to
Yeah.
ask.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, Nazifa.
Yeah.
I just want to ask. Some people say that sex education is not good because it can, what we call it, menghalalkan zina. Because sex education taught teachers to have a good to have a safe sex, right? So what are your opinions about it?
First of all, sex education is not only about sex. It's about how to know about your body, more about to know about yourself. And then the second one, for the term I used like just now, safe sex, is for like
safe, you mean?
Safe sex. Okay.
Safe.
It's not only for Muslim, because we are in Malaysia, right? So right now have another religion also. So it's not focusing on Muslim. We have to focus on other people also. So yeah. Okay, is that my answer, like answering your question?
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. Anyway, my point of view, I would like to add to this discussion. Yeah.
Okay.
In my point of view, okay, whether or not students are taught about safe sex and the use of condom and other contraceptive, they will still have sex.
Yeah, true.
Whether or not they have that knowledge, they'll still have sex. Okay. So what do we have now? So if they still want to have sex, then in my opinion, then do it safely. Yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna get pregnant, you're gonna deliver an illegitimate baby and then dump the baby into the rubbish bin. Right? So whether or not the knowledge of safe sex is made available to the students, the teenagers, yeah, the teenagers will still have sex, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, we cannot stop them.
Yeah. So it is not about encouraging them to have sex. It is about keeping themselves safe from STD if they want to have sex, and how to avoid unwanted pregnancy if they have sex. That's my opinion. Yeah. Anyone wants to say anything about that?
I also have a question just now.
Oh, sorry. I mean, like, for this education, recently in Malaysia, that government already implemented this education, for the primary school. But the issue happened about the teachers. The teacher themselves, like, they take thing for granted. I mean, like, in your opinion, what do you think about the teacher themselves? They are not really understand what is the sexual education. Seeing during their time they do not have that subject. So I mean, like, the issue happened when the the amount of teachers, they make it as a joke about the sex education. So how, I mean, like in your opinion, how you see this thing, how you see this issue?
In my opinion, these things like we need to like educate the teachers first, because like yesterday, like Sir Azmi said before yesterday, if you want to teach someone, you have to know about the knowledge first, and then you can teach other people. So yes, we need to educate the teacher first, like because now I see have one case also on Twitter, like the teachers make a sexual jokes with the students. So yeah, I think it's not appropriate. In my opinion, it's not appropriate for teachers to do like that.
Sometimes I'm wondering how could the old generation teach the old generation about the new issue? Is it will turn out like this? Something like that's how what I'm wondering. So
yeah, they're always fighting, right? Because of
I
this.
mean, like
yeah.
this is a new thing for them. So then they want to teach this to new generation, which is more advanced about this thing, more realized about this thing. Because you know the what was the name of the girl that the name of the girl that revealed the thing happened. I think she is more educated. She was more educated about sexual.
The student Ain, right?
Yes, about educated about the sexual issue compared to the teacher.
The
So like,
teachers.
I would say like I would say like the older education generation is not well educated. But then when it's come to this, I mean like everyone should take this seriously. It's a good topic, Nazifa. Thank you.
Yeah, I also agree with you.
In my opinion, the teachers first and foremost, must treat this subject respectfully.
Yeah.
Okay. So they must be respectful of this subject. So it's not a subject to be taken lightly, to make fun of. So they must be very respectful when they are talking about this topic. And the second thing that the teachers need to do is to overcome their own embarrassment over this topic. So they need to overcome their embarrassment, because when they laugh, when they make jokes, it is only because they are nervous and embarrassed talking about that topic. So that's why they laugh. That's why they make it as a joke, and they don't treat it respectfully. Yeah, they don't treat it respectfully. Okay, like for example, it wasn't in the Ain case, the teacher and the Ain and the student Ain, I don't know what the context is. I don't know whether they were in a sex education class or not. Okay, but the teacher the teacher obviously had a very backward idea that women who dress up suggestively, okay, apa tu inviting inviting men to commit rape against them. Okay, so that idea is a backward idea. That is definitely a backward idea. Okay, that women who dress sexily or women who dress provocatively, will only be the target of rape. And we know that not to be true, because many more women who wear the purdah, wear the telekung, wear the tudung get raped.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so why is that? Why is that? So it is not. So the teacher put the blame on women, but in my opinion, it should not. And Ain spoke about that issue.
Yes.
Come on, guys, talk about it. The more you talk about it, the less embarrassed you will be. We all have different ideas. We all have different opinions. It's okay. Come on.
Hello, I just want to add something.
Mm.
I think for this topic, to avoid any conflict, like in Islam, they teach us not to do sex freely. So I think that subject must be included as well in the sex education. So like we just mentioned from different perspective of religion, how they view sex. Like in Islam, how we view sex, in Christian. So it would be a universal understanding so that people can know the barrier of talking about sex and to what extent does the sensitivity comes at. So that's my opinion.
Yeah. But then again, what is the angle of approach here? We are approaching the topic. Are we approaching this topic from an objective and scientific perspective, or are we approaching it from a religious and moral perspective? Because if we approach this from a religious and moral perspective, we already have our kelas agama Islam. We already have our moral studies, in my point of view, right? So the ustaz and the ustazah in their kelas agama can treat this issue as a moral issue, in my point of view, okay? Because sex education, yeah, you cannot confine the only Muslim teachers teaching this topic. So you also have Chinese teachers, Indian teachers teaching this topic. That's my point of view.
True.
Again, why do we need to again bring in religion into this topic when we already have kelas agama Islam? Unless you're telling me kelas agama Islam is not effective and not enough. What do you think?
Some Muslim students find that when they talk about sex in Islamic education, they find it confined, like they cannot like talk about it at all.
Then whose fault is that? Then the teacher's fault. Who's the
Yeah.
teacher in the kelas agama Islam?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come, join in the discussion. I want to hear you talk about. Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
In my opinion, because I'm studying in UIA, so everything have to be related with Islam. So if we want to implement sex education in school, I think we can combine it with Islam, like with religion also. So they can get balance between science and religions. So in my opinion is like that. Because like just now you say we have to like implement, but scientific way only. So for me, we can combine it.
I'm just saying that because we already have kelas agama Islam.
Yeah, because in my school, I don't know, but in my school, the class agama Islam is not really like effective. So yeah.
Serious?
Yeah,
Kelas
because
agama Islam not effective. I'm listening this. It's interesting to me. Kelas agama Islam not
Yeah.
effective. Why is that?
because the ustazah is like not taking the teaching us like seriously in class. So every time in the class, I was like not focused at all. So yeah.
Hi. Can I add something? Like for the class agama Islam, there is an issue where I mean, like, do you think like you check the how we call it, the menstrual for the girls? Is it violate the sex education? I mean, like you ask government to implement the sex education, but at the same time you check, you do the spot check just to check either the girl having their menstrual cycle or not. Is it considered violate the subject? For me, yes, it's considered violate. And mostly, the teacher who do that is ustazah, basically. So for the certain school, like for example, MS and SDP, the student have no right to speak up. When we think come viral, then everything get the view. So I would say like, yes, some of the kelas agama Islam is not effective because the thing that ustazah do, the thing that teacher do is actually violate the sex education itself. Because they check them, they do the spotlight just to check the menstrual, either the girl having menstrual or not.
Yeah, I think because this issue, when we ask about sexual education or something sexual to ustaz or ustazah, they would tend to avoid the topic, and their approach is quite ineffective.
Yeah, the approachment to the girl student basically.
Right.
Because when I was in school, the same thing happened, but there's no mechanism that we can viral this thing. But when up to this day, people easily can viral this thing, and people get the view what happened to their children in the school, basically. To be specific to the girl student, I feel so pity to my friend that having a hard time during the SBP, during the MSM time, because they have to, put a tissue and then show the blood, whether they are bleeding or not, So for me, that's a very volatile, even the hak maruah pelajar tersebut. I mean, like that. So, and like you doing that during the prayer time, but the class will teach about the sexual education. So I mean, like you self as educator fail to implement the sex education subject. That's from my view.
So I think the main objective of combining sexual education from the biology perspective and religious perspective is to find the balance about sexual education from these both subjects, so that these kids would not be confused when we talk about sex, and they would not be afraid of talking about it.
I still don't understand what the confusion can be. Okay, I don't think the teachers, when they teach sex education, are promoting sex. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm sure they are not promoting sex. Okay, far from it. Okay, the only thing is they are teaching about contraceptives. Okay, in case. In case, because unprotected sex, yeah, can lead to first sexually transmitted disease. So better to be safe than to have a disease. Number two, it is about unwanted pregnancy. Yeah, it's how to avoid unwanted pregnancy. You see, these teenagers, we don't have to teach them how to have sex. I don't think sex education is about teaching students how to have sex. I don't think so. I think it's far from it, lah.
Yeah,
It's not about
teaching.
It's not about teaching how to make sex. No, I don't think so. Okay, so they are not promoting sex.
Just
Yeah.
just to don't get me wrong, my point is like the way how they implement the subject is not totally effective because to the lacking of experience of the educator.
The teachers themselves are not comfortable talking about it. That's the whole problem, and they don't know how to talk about it. Yeah, so that's why it is not effective. That's all. Yeah, but as I said earlier, lah, yeah, whether we like it or not, whether we say anything about it or not, okay, teenagers being teenagers, since olden days until now and into the future, yeah, teenagers being teenagers, they will explore their body and they will have sex, whether we like it or not. That's all.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think the whole aim of the sexual education, the sex education, is first to help them avoid unwanted pregnancy, and number two is to avoid getting sexually transmitted disease. Yeah, so it's about reproductive health. Yeah, so just do these two things. It's not about promoting. I don't think that I sincerely believe that this topic is not about promoting sex. It's not about having free sex and those stuff. Yeah, and we are also complemented by our kelas agama Islam, telling us that it is not right? It is a sin. It is not morally right to have sex before marriage. So that message comes from the class Agama Islam already and the moral studies. Okay. Someone say something. Cakap lah. Come on, guys, contribute to the discussion.
So I would like to add.
Go ahead.
I heard Afi said it's sexual education. It's not sexual education, it's sex education. Sex here does not mean sexual intercourse like the one that people always think about. It's the sex means the categories of your biological functions. Like, are you a male or are you a female? So do not associate sex education with sex only. It's about knowing the function of your body. And I also would like to add about what Azrul said about Ustazah checking girls during menstrual cycle. It's about violating their human rights as a person, because what right does the Ustazah have to check whether or not I am lying? That's between me and God. So it does not matter if like we have to like show the thing. It's not necessary. But I just want to point out the difference between sexual and also sex education. Just get that straight, and then you will understand that it's different. It's about knowing your own body functions, your how your body works, and also the sexual intercourse. It's very different. That's all.
Okay, good point. Yeah, good point. Yeah. Okay, anyone want to say anything else? Okay, so if nobody wants to add anything to this topic, then let's put a full stop to this discussion. And let's continue with the next presenter. So thank you very much, Nazifa, for presenting this, speaking on this very difficult topic, embarrassing to most of us. And thank you to everybody who has contributed their opinion. Okay, there are always two sides to a coin. So as an adult, you need to open our mind and not get too upset when people don't share your own opinion. Okay. Let's have the next one. So who would like to be the next presenter, the next speaker? Siapa?
I will do.
Who is that?
Azrul.
Azrul. Okay, Azrul.
Shall I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, every present day. I be to all of you. My name is Azrul, and I'm excited to tell you a stop my presentation. Should I call the presentation or not?
It's a speech.
Yes, okay. Can I rewind?
Yeah.
Hi, every present day. I be to all of you. My name is Noah Azunanziro, and today I'm excited to tell you if I were a prime minister and what I do. So 3 things that have in my mind, the thing that I'm gonna do when if I were prime minister. The first thing is I will be focusing on the early child education and to make it accessible to everyone. So if you can see this country, we are in developing country. We are not a developed country. We are still in developing country, meaning that there's still a population that could not have access to education, especially the child, to the early education. So when you go, I have experience. I went to PPR Lembah Subang before this. So like there's like a population of child that do not have access to the primary school. So due to poverty. So since then, I think that what we build, their future, their future will be look like if they do not have access to education. So if I were a prime minister, I will make sure all these things will be settled down within no time. My second point is I want to develop women in rural area.
Okay, Azrul, you need to speak slower. Slow down.
Okay.
Slow down,
but for the hand gesture, because my hair, I hold your mic so that I can only use one.
No, what I'm telling you, your speaking rate. Slow down your speaking rate because you're speaking too fast.
Okay. So my second point is I want to
Yes,
develop
like that.
women development in rural area especially, because some of them do not have a proper education when they were young. So I like what I'm gonna do if I will provide the education, even it's formal education or informal education. For formal education, I will be giving them like a proper a proper syllabus education. While informal, that will be more focusing on the technical like cooking, sewing, and something like that, in order to increase human capital in them and to make them escape from the poverty, because they are living in rural, so they do not have access to the education. So another thing that I'm gonna do is to make it access to sanitation available to them, so that they can, because women is easily getting sick due to the hormone cycle. So I want them to have a right sanitation access, so that they will have a strong immune in their body, so that they can work for their family. Another thing is I want to settle down the issue of the domestic abusing that happen to every woman, especially in rural. Even though it's happened in urban, but then in rural, this issue is is more serious than what happened in urban, because the limitation of women is belong to the everything domestic. I mean, like the household itself. And my last point is I will focus on the youth empowerment, taking into consideration of the unemployment rate is keep decreasing. So what I'm going to do is I will provide a program in order to increase their human capital, so that it's easily for them to penetrate the job market in the future. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay, everybody clap. Okay, questions for Azrul. Question for Azrul.
I have question.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Siapa tu?
Anis.
Anis, go ahead, Anis.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to ask Azrul's opinion. Since as a prime minister, is it possible for him to do a free education to all level of education?
To provide free
yes,
education.
to provide free education.
Thank you, Ani, for the question. We have to look on what country we live in. So for Malaysia, Malaysia is a developing country. We are not like fully developed. So we still struggle with the GDP, we struggle with the welfare, we struggle with everything. So to make the education free to all of us is quite absurd for right now. It's quite absurd for right now, because we still struggle about the development of the country. But to make it free for the certain population, for example, for the poverty people, for people in urban poverty, might be possible because there's a small population. So I would say if you want to make it free, starting from primary to tertiary, it's not really a good idea for right now, because we are still in developing space. So in order to make it's free for the certain population, like poor population, it can be achieved. Thank you. Am I answering your question?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Bukan am I answer the question. Have I answered the question?
Yeah,
Have I answered your question? Tentu sebenarnya, bukan am I ya.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay. Okay, lagi?
Any question?
Question?
Yes, I have a question. Shazwan here.
Right.
Hi, Azrul. You mentioned about providing free access to the poor population, and I think in Malaysia, access to tertiary education for the poor is
not tertiary, tertiary.
Tertiary education for the poor is quite okay for the majority of the population, the Malays, the Bumiputras especially. But we have to acknowledge that there are also like non-Bumiputras, like the Chinese, the Indians, who are not that well off and are also poor. And in our current environment, there's no help given to them. There's no UITM for the non-Bumiputras. How are you as the Prime Minister planning to solve this problem?
Thank you, Shazwan. This issue happened a lot. I mean, like 2 years ago, and some of non-Bumiputera, they keep rising the issue of what if I'm still a student, but because I'm non-Bumi, so I have no chance to further my study in public, so I have to go to private university, which is more costly. So what I'm gonna, as a Prime Minister, what I'm gonna do, I've taken this thing seriously. I mean, like I look at this thing as it's quite unfair what happened. So for me, if you are there's a lot of public university accepting non-Bumiputera, but the issue is about the quota. The quota, how much is open to non-Bumiputera, how much is open to Bumiputera as well. So for me, if you want to keep the race issue like decreased in terms of education, I would suggest to offer more quota to the non-Bumi. For example, like I don't know how about the other university. For my university and University Malaya, in my faculty, there's a lot of Chinese compared to Malay, compared to Indian. And if you go to the law faculty, there's a lot of Indian. Basically, they also have what the course they want to study. So instead of what we can do, either we can open the quota for the university and open the quota for the course itself, because there is a limitation that Chinese like maths, Indian likes law. So we can start from that bottom in order to make it. There's thing that happen, which is in Malaysia, the education, the student in the faculty are actually influenced by the race. For example, if you go to Academy Pengajian Melayu in UM, there's a lot of Malay lah. There's a lot of Malay. So taking it, to the point that we want to make it accessible, we also can open the quota to the faculty. Which faculty has more India, so we open more. Which faculty has more Chinese, we open more. And the other faculty. That's the one way of solution. And the other way solution is to open quota for the university as well. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do actually. hopefully I'm answering you. Or you have another thing to add, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Azrul. Thank you for responding to the questions. Thank you, those of you who asked questions. All right, so well done. So we will continue our practice. Give everybody, please give Azrul a round of applause. Tepuk tangan. Okay, so what we are going to do now is we are going to break into our breakout rooms. Okay, so we are going to break into our breakout rooms, and you can continue speaking in your breakout rooms. And remember to remind each other to speak louder, speak slower, use the hand gestures. I would also encourage you to ask questions as well as take the opportunity to answer questions. Now, there's no wrong and right. There's no wrong and right answer. There's no wrong and right opinion. It's just your own personal opinion. Everybody is entitled to their own personal opinion on any matter. Yeah. So therefore, we will break out into the 5 rooms. All right. And continue. I will come and join you. I will visit you in your rooms. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you later, guys. Bye. Okay. Bye, guys. See you later. Bye, Shaki. Bye, Afiq.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Fitra.
Okay.